watching Kenosha Community Television.
Well, I'll pay Jason for me.
Either he wants to say something or eat something, one of the two.
Take the opportunity to put our musical interest.
Acting, dancing, and now singing a Grammy with Laura
Those movies, and particularly Night Shift and Gung Ho.
Really? Never knew that. Welcome to Just Talking. We have a great show for you today because we are here at the Dinosaur Discovery Museum right here in Kenosha. And I am with your name?
Nick Weirson.
Nick, nice to see you today. And your role here at the Dinosaur Discovery?
I'm the Curator of Education and Natural Sciences for all three Kenosha Public Museums.
Right. I mean, what a nice museum you have here with Dinosaur Discovery. Pretty interesting from last year that I came in. What do you have to offer here when you first come into the lobby?
Yes, actually, right when you walk in the lobby here, we've got a nice new little temporary exhibit talking about and showcasing some of the bones that we've excavated during the Carthage Institute of Paleontology annual summer dig out in southeastern Montana. So we go out every summer looking for bones from dinosaurs like Tyrannosaurus rex and Triceratops. We've got a couple of the just some of our finds that we've discovered the past few years out on display here in the lobby, and also a nice little exhibit talking about the volunteers who go out excavating with us and sort of like daily camp life out there.
Well, now, why in Montana? Is that where a majority of the dinosaurs were there?
Yeah, since the dinosaurs that we're looking for are things like Tyrannosaurus rex and Triceratops, we have to go places where we can find bones of those dinosaurs. And southeastern Montana, and particularly the Hell Creek Formation, is a great place to look for those dinosaurs.
Do you go on those digs as well?
Yep.
Really? How long does it take to actually find the bones? Because for digging.
Yeah, I mean, we we go out there. Carthage is out there for about a month at a time. I've been out there for 2 weeks. I've been out there for a couple days. But you find everything. You find something every day. You find something new every single day, which is one of the cool parts about it. Not something big every day, but you find something every day. And sometimes there are things that we can excavate very quickly within a couple days. Sometimes, like our Triceratops Maddie that we're working on right now, we've been excavating her for 3 years, and we don't even have her head out of the ground yet.
Well, with that, let's go into the main exhibit hall room and see what you have in there. Okay, Nick, now this is sort of the main exhibit area in the Dinosaur Discovery Museum. What do you have to offer in this room?
Yeah, so in this room, our main exhibit here, we offer the largest display of predatory dinosaurs found in the United States. So we have 26 different specimens of all of theropod dinosaurs. Those are the meat-eating ones here in our museum to kind of showcase and talk about how that group of animals changed over time and how they're the only existing group of dinosaurs that are still alive on our planet today.
Now, for those digs, will there be a time where you'll have the actual bones all intact and display like one in this room?
It's certainly possible. One of the things that is commonly misperceived about dinosaur excavations is that we find whole skeletons. We very rarely find whole skeletons or even enough of a skeleton to reconstruct. Like we have a baby Tyrannosaurus rex downstairs here at the museum who was excavated between 2006 and 2007. And we only have 11 bones from that skeleton. So not quite enough to put together a whole skeleton, but enough that we can still learn about the animal. So we're hoping that in the future we'll have enough to put a whole skeleton on display, but it's going to take us a little while.
Is there a certain timeline through this room or certain areas of how this was displayed?
Yeah, so like right when you walk in, we sort of work our way around to the left, starting with the oldest, most primitive dinosaurs that we have in our collection, like Herrerasaurus and Eoraptor, things that lived during the late Triassic period, about 235 million years ago. Then as we work our way around, we get to a little bit older things like Allosaurus, that lived about 150 million years ago in the late Jurassic, and Archaeopteryx at the same time, and then things that were a lot closer to us like Tyrannosaurus rex and Dromaeosaurs, the little raptors that lived about 65 million years ago.
We're in the basement area of the Dinosaur Discovery Room, and let's hear what you have to offer in this room.
Yeah, so downstairs is kind of our children's area. We've got some coloring and puzzle activities. We've got books that they can check out. And then they can also watch our paleontologists working here in the lab at the Carthage Institute of Paleontology lab. So there's usually somebody working in there piecing back together the bones that we excavate during our summer digs out in Montana.
Very neat. And then I also see behind me some displays.
Yeah, we've got some nice mounted dinosaur heads on the walls there too.
Kids must just love this. And then a lot of hands-on activities as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And then every Saturday and Sunday, too, we also offer from 1 to 4 a dinosaur dig where we bring out buried dinosaur bones. The kids get to pretend that they're paleontologists and learn about excavating dinosaurs and kind of discover some dinosaurs for themselves down here in the lower level.
Do you ever have any type of lectures or updates of speakers for dinosaurs?
Yeah, we try to have speakers down here every now and then. We actually have a program coming up on February 7th. We're having our third annual Darwin Day celebration down here. So we're going to be talking all about the life and the work of Charles Darwin. I'm talking about his work with evolution and natural selection. We're going to have a couple speakers here from Parkside talking about evolution, talking about Charles Darwin, and how the dinosaurs that we have here in our museum actually connect to his work.
Well, Nick, thank you so much for showing us around here at the Dinosaur Discovery Museum. Great things to see here. Let's talk about the hours of operation here.
Sure. We're open Tuesday through Sunday from noon to 5. And we're a free museum, just like the Kenosha Public Museum. So admission's free. We accept donations though when you come in. And like I said, on Saturdays and Sundays, we've got children's activities going on all day. But the museum's fun to come check out every day. So.
It's kind of a nice stop. Also, you have a great gift shop and expanded a little bit, I see. So things to...
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a lot of really awesome educational materials here that for sale in our gift shop, models and puzzles and books and things for everyone who's interested in dinosaurs at home.
And do you guys have a website at all?
We do, yep. You can check us out online at dinosaurdiscoverymuseum.org.
And the address to get down here to the Dinosaur Discovery?
We're at 5608 10th Ave down here in Kenosha.
Okay. Well, thanks so much, Nick, for showing us around the Dinosaur Discovery Museum, and thanks so much for talking with us today.
Absolutely.
Packers. Viking. Packer. Viking. Viking.
Red state, blue state, vegan.
Carnivore.
We come from different places.
Uptown.
Downtown.
Optimist.
We come to different conclusions.
Half empty.
Half full.
But when we live united, we create real, lasting change in the building blocks of life. The education, income, and health of our communities, our families,
United.
even the person next to us.
Live united.
Real change won't happen without you. So give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Sign up at liveunited.org.
Okay, welcome back. And in the studio, we have a great guest here joining us, and that's Tracy Niielsen, CEO of United Way of Kenosha County.
Thanks for having me.
Tracy, it's just a pleasure having you here. The United Way of Kenosha County, let's hear what is the United Way for those who don't know about it.
Sure. Well, some of our main goals are around education, income, and health. Those are our 3 priority areas. We really try to mobilize the community to get involved in those 3 areas. We fund a variety of different programs and also run a number of initiatives too. So.
All right. Well, let's start off with those programs. With the educational programs.
Sure.
Let's hear about what you have to offer.
Yeah. Well, what we have coming up actually in March, on March 3rd, is our annual Readers Are Leaders program, and this is our 6th year. We're actually working on recruiting 300 volunteers to go into local schools. We're in a variety of different districts: Kenosha Unified, Brighton, Salem, and Paris, and Bristol. And basically it's just 2 hours of time. We kick off at the YMCA at 8 o'clock, and then people disperse to their schools. And it's actually part of Dr. Seuss, his birthday, and Read Across America. So spend an hour reading Dr. Seuss, some tongue twisters, and telling kids a little bit about your different professions and getting them excited about reading, essentially. So it's a fun day.
And you get great leaders, I think, leaders in the community that
Yeah.
also volunteer their time as
Absolutely.
well. What other educational programs that we can talk about?
Yeah, in addition to that, we also partner with the University of Wisconsin Extension on a program called Youth as Resources, or YAR for short. Youth as Resources is a program that actually is made up of young people who have a board of directors, and other young people can apply to them for grants up to $500 to implement service projects. So anywhere from church groups, school groups, scouting groups have applied for projects that are very creative and really address some of our community's issues. And it's amazing to see what these young people do every year with the projects across the community. So that's another exciting partnership for us with the University of Wisconsin Extension.
Oh, yeah. What can you name examples? What kind of projects they work on?
Sure. I was recently at a grant meeting, and it's anywhere from Girl Scouts who wanted to implement composting at their school to another group that wanted to do blankets for the homeless. So they actually purchase the materials, they do the tie blankets, and then distribute them to people who can benefit from them in the winter. A variety of creative things, hoops at the Frank School on Saturday mornings. It's amazing what these young kids come up with, so it's really inspirational.
Okay, then moving on to the income area. I know there's always a big one this time is the tax season. Maybe we can enlighten us what the United Way has to offer.
Nobody wants to think about taxes yet, but we have had taxes on the mind for quite a few months already.
Sure.
One of our biggest programs is our Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program, or VITA. And VITA, we've been working with for 5 years at United Way. It's been going on in the Kenosha community for, I think, 15 to 20 years. But it's a really wonderful program. Any families earning under $53,000 a year are eligible to come in to one of our 4 tax sites. We're at the Kenosha County Job Center on Tuesdays and Saturdays. We're at the ELCA Outreach Center on Thursdays by appointment. We're out at the Salem and Twin Lakes Community Libraries by appointment in the months of February and March also. So last year we completed over 2,300 returns and brought back more than $1.75 million in refunds. So we're trying to spread the word to people if they're eligible. And you can also complete your taxes for free on our website if you earn under $60,000, state and federal. So it's a great resources for people in the community if they don't already know that they're out there. So.
And I think it's designed pretty easy for people to follow as it guides it through the
Absolutely.
website.
It's an H&R Block software, so it prompts you with the questions. You don't have to be an expert tax preparer. It's similar to one that you would probably purchase, so might as well get it for free instead of paying for it, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. No, great for the community. And also, I think you had a program where it's like not only do the VITA program shows how to do the taxes, but also what to do with the refunds as well. Yeah,
we've had a number of banking partners join us in this effort. We actually have banks like Guarantee Bank or U.S. Bank. They're on site opening accounts for people. Many of people come to us unbanked, so a checking or savings account. They'll walk through some budgeting advice. We have some home buying workshops. We've really tried to integrate financial education into the site so that when we have that money moment time of year and we have that maybe check in our hand, we think about how to spend it in a wise way for the rest of the year.
Yeah, so maybe I should enroll in that program. And then once again, where are the sites and to get involved in the VITA program?
Sure. It's the Kenosha County Job Center is our biggest site, and then we have the ELCA Outreach Center, the Salem and Twin Lakes Community Libraries. So it's all available on our website, kenoshaunitedway.org.
Okay. And then lastly, it would roll into the health aspect of the United Way, and what programs do they offer in the community and the health?
Sure. We partner nationally, United Ways, with a program called FamilyWise. FamilyWise offers up to 60% off prescriptions. On average, I think about 30% off prescriptions. The beauty of it, you don't have to sign up for anything. You can either print a card off of our website, you can stop into our office and pick up a card, or you can text the word family to 700-700. And now that we're in the age of technology, it can actually actually arrive to your phone as well. You just present that at the time that you're filling your prescription, and the pharmacist will do a comparison against what your insurance might be. You don't have to do anything to qualify. If you have a prescription that's not covered by your insurance, you're paying down a deductible, or or maybe you're uninsured at this time, it's a great option for anyone. You never know. Sometimes it gives you a bigger discount than your insurance or copay. It just can't be used to reduce your copay. So.
And I think you said it also, you could compare the prices for prescriptions of, rather than the doctor signing off what it is, and you can just at least look at it.
Exactly. Sometimes we don't know when we walk into the pharmacy how much we're going to pay.
Exactly.
What I love about it, you can go right on to familywise.org. You can type in the name of your prescription, you can type in your zip code, and it will tell you how much it will cost at all of the participating pharmacies. And 97% of pharmacies participate in this program nationwide. So you'd be pretty pressed to find one in Kenosha here that doesn't participate. So it's a great resource to take advantage of for anybody who has a prescription that might not be covered. Never know with insurance these days. So.
Well, with the United Way logo attached to it, it's definitely an excellent program in the community. Any other areas of the health that we should talk about, or is that the main one?
Right now we're actually partnering with UW Extension and the Racine Kenosha Community Action Agency to bring some awareness around the issue of food security. So we're just going to be hosting an event on February 24th at the Madrigano from 7:30 to 9 a.m. To bring some awareness around the issue of people who might be suffering from food insecurity in our community. We know that there are a variety of resources in the community, so we'll be unveiling a website at that time to talk about community gardens, different food programs, food pantries, and what's really available here in Kenosha County. So that's another sort of food-related, health-related activity that we have coming up in February.
Yeah, okay. One thing we've got to talk about is volunteers. I mean, throughout the year, there's so many areas that you guys have to offer, and I'm sure there's some volunteers that needed. You need volunteers for United.
Oh yeah, we always need volunteers,
Okay.
and we know that community organizations need volunteers too.
Okay.
So we launched in the past 2 years a website called Get Connected, or getconnected.kenoshaunitedway.org. And the beautiful thing about it, if you're a church group, school group, or you need volunteers for anything, we have some of the hospitals signed up. You can actually register as an agency to recruit volunteers from the site. And also, if you're a volunteer that wants to find something that's specific to your time and your interests, you can search the site, create a profile. It's interlinked with social media, so if an agency that you really like posts something, you can receive an update. We use Get Connected to sign up volunteers for all of our major days of service. So Readers Are Leaders, you can go there and pick your school that you're interested in volunteering at. We use it for our big day of caring in September, our day of action in June. We used it for even grill games. The chamber used it for theirs. So there's always an exciting opportunity to volunteer in the community, whether it's with United Way or one of our partners.
That's just amazing, because once again, that United Way is not only its own organization, but really networks and participates with other organizations.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, everyone has specific interests, so our goal is really to connect people to what they're passionate about.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Anything else? We just have a couple minutes left. Anything else that you want to bring up?
Sure, I just quickly want to mention, if anyone has a health or human service need, a reminder that we have the 211 hotline.
Oh, that's right.
It can be dialed from any phone, and if you're in need of legal advice, you're in need of tax assistance, you're in need of food, shelter, clothing, that resource is available in our community too. An easy way to get connected to a live operator if there's any needs that you or your family or friends come across. So
Yeah, I think that's great, because some people may have an issue and you just don't know where to start. And I think that 211 is a great opportunity to just dial 211, that's what the need is, and hook you up with the organization or service. Tracy, the time's just going by so quick, but we have to get in the contact. If people want to get involved in all these different organizations, I'm sure is there a website or phone number? Where's the best place they should go?
Sure. Our website has pretty much anything you're looking for, and that's KenoshaUnitedWay.org. Like I mentioned, Get Connected is just getconnected.kenoshaunitedway.org, or people can give us a call, 262-658-4104. Always happy to connect through that way too.
Okay, and the VITA program kicks off early February?
Yep, the VITA program kicks off with its first day on February 7th at the Job Center.
Okay. Always a pleasure to have Tracy Niielsen, CEO of Kenosha United Way. Let's give a big round of applause for Tracy Niielsen.
Thank you. Thanks.
And we'll be right back.
It is so easy to give back.
I don't have a lot of money to help people, but I do have something. I have time.
Get up and do something.
Just imagine how strong a society we could be.
Every one of us has a role to play in making our communities and our country stronger. Discover yours. Help us continue to make a difference in the life of our nation. Go to serve.gov and find the opportunity that works for you. And this message is brought to you by the Corporation for National and Community Service.
Okay, here we are again at the wonderful History Center in Kenosha, and I am with your name?
Don Shepard.
Don, nice to see you again. There's so much to see always at the History Center, so much changing, new exhibits. Let's get started. What do we have behind here?
Well, right behind us we have a new exhibit, which is actually, there's a lot to read, but it's the Plans of Progress program that was established with John F. Kennedy and continued with Lyndon Baines Johnson as far as for black history, talking about the history and what all was about with the black movement.
And really interesting documents here that was by the president.
Well, not only that, but it also ties into Kenosha in the sense that the Simmons Company was a forefront as far as bringing the information to people here in Kenosha, and so they sponsored that.
And again, starting off the new year, you got some great exhibits and timely exhibits because we have. Well, let's hear what we have on this display.
Well, actually, we're combining two exhibits here. We have one on the restoration of buildings, what they were and what they look like now. And with all the renovation going on and the talk about what's happening in our downtown, we thought this would be a fitting exhibit. But along with that, here at the center, we have a huge collection of antique Valentines. And so we thought we'd pull that in as well. So we're talking about some of the old Valentines and how descriptive they were, and also in that how elaborate some of the Valentines were compared to what we see today.
Just interesting stuff. You got the Butterfly Theater and the Block Brothers Department, so people who didn't know that those buildings existed.
Exactly. And like I said, with all the renovation of what's going on and the talk of what can we do with our buildings downtown, it's a very fitting exhibit.
Okay, Don, you have a great exhibit here, something that I remember when I was a kid. Let's hear about what we have displayed.
Right. This is Lady Liberty, and she actually came to Kenosha in 1950s itself. She was located, most people recognize her as being the statue that was in Civic Park. A few years ago, it was damaged itself through vandalism itself, and so they had to remove it from the park itself and repair it. So they sent it out east to have it repaired, and so it's all been re-welded, and you can see some of the weld marks, which will actually oxidize as time goes on. But anyway, she's back to as she should be, Lady Liberty, and so this is her new home. She's no longer going to be outside because they're thinking with deterioration and with the vandalism again, they did not want to relocate it to the park itself. So this is her new home. So we had a new platform made for her, and she'll be here for many years.
Okay, moving on. We're here at the Kenosha History Center, and it's been expanded. It's definitely this exhibit. If you remember, we came back earlier, and we had seen this Timeless Toys exhibit. A lot has expanded in this collection. Let's hear all about it.
Right. It's one of our most popular exhibits. We did have it in a smaller storefront. It was about a third the size of what it is here. We've expanded it because it is such a popular exhibit. And again, it's timeless toys from the 50s, 60s, and 70s, toys that everyone remembers. And so it's really a popular exhibit. And people stand here and say, oh, I had this, I had that, I had that. Do you remember this? And so it goes on and on. So it's a very popular exhibit. However, it is a private collection that that we've brought into it is not part of our collection, permanent collection here at the museum. And we normally don't do that. But since it's been so popular, we've expanded it. So it is a private collector, and this is about 1/10 of what he has in his collection itself. So it's very, very popular, and it continually changes. It's taken on a new look, but it continually changes. He moves things out and brings other things in. So it's an ongoing exhibit.
And like dolls, games, things like that.
Exactly. Dolls, G.I. Joes, games, all kinds of things.
Let's move on to the main exhibit, which is the Rambler Legacy Gallery. Okay, we're now down here at the Rambler Gallery, and we got a great new exhibit here for Interactive for Kids. Let's hear about it.
Right. This is actually our Jeffrey building. Normally you have two vehicles in here. We had the 17 and the 02. This year we decided we'd move them out of here and establish a hands-on exhibit for children. You know, we have a lot of things that we collect, and we don't have a way of protecting or showing them, that type of thing. So we thought we'd bring them out, let the kids have fun and touch and feel and experiment what they are and how they're used. And so that's why we established this for this new year itself. So this is on now through the end of September.
And what do they have to offer here at the table?
Well, actually, in that, for example, they have a ruffling iron. They can actually take a piece of paper, put it on here, and see how a ruffling iron would actually work. And each table has several different objects that they can look, and there's a booklet so that they can see what it is, how to use it, and then experiment themselves. So it's a real hands-on.
An all-time Viewmaster.
Yes, right, a stereoptic.
All right, let's move on. Hey, and once again, Don, just more new things here at the History Center and in this gallery. Let's hear about what you have here and back.
Well, you know, here in the Rambler Gallery, we always talk about it as people, places, and things, what made Kenosha what it is today. And normally we'd have vehicles that come in. We change vehicles about every quarter. Over the number of years that we've been doing these exhibits and that we've talked to a lot of the car collectors, and they says, you know, I've got so much memorabilia, items that I collect, but no place to show. And so that gave me an idea as far as rather than bringing cars in and out, let's showcase what their collectibles are. So we've got car collectors and all kinds of people throughout Kenosha and the Kenosha area bringing in objects that they've collected, and we're showcasing them this year. So that's why we classified it as My Memorabilia. And this will be on exhibit now through the end of September.
Okay. What sort of memorabilia do you have to offer?
Well, actually, there's people that make car models themselves. Other people collect hood ornaments or decals from cars or horns from cars or just buttons that say this type of car or that type of car, or Jeffrey, for example, or Ford, Chevy, Ramblers, all that. So it's all a variety of all kinds of things itself, along with literature and pictures.
Okay, Don, just great exhibits here, new exhibits here at the History Center in Kenosha, and our last stop is the gift shop, which is memorabilia in itself. So let's hear, I see some Valentines for coming up. Let's hear what you have to offer here at the gift shop.
Well, again, here at the gift shop, we try to feature things that are different than what you would find in regular retail stores. For example, Valentines and vintage Valentines. And so that's what we're specializing in right now. Along with, of course, we have our lighthouse, our books on various topics itself. And then we always have things for kids, or we have things that are unique just to Kenosha itself.
For those who want more information about the History Center, do you have a website?
Yes, we do. That would be KenoshaHistoryCenter.org.
And for those who want to come on down to the History Center, the address?
We're 220 51st Place, Kenosha, right across from the Yacht Club.
All right. Well, Don, once again, great exhibits here, great gift shop, and thank you so much for talking with us today.
Fine. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Mike. Tune in to my program, Beyond Today. Beyond Today is a biblically based religious program that discusses many important biblical topics affecting your life. Topics like how to have a happy and successful marriage, how to raise happy, successful children. It also analyzes today's world news in the light of Bible prophecy. You can watch my program Sundays at 7:30 p.m. and Mondays at 7:30 p.m. right here on Channel 14.